But you know what? We're rolling.
Okay, so you're starting over?
It's rolling.
All right, we're rolling.
We're rolling.
Skip Clark from 92.1 The Wolf, Skip Happens Podcast, and of course Deb Lamphear from the official Country Music Fan Club in Syracuse, and Matt Ferranti.
Yes, sir.
Is here with me. Does that name sound familiar? Does it? You know why? Because he's like BFFs with Brett Young. I'm just telling you. All right. And if you went to the Brett Young show just the other night at the Turning Stone, the opening act
Was Mr. Matt. And the great show that it was. I was very impressed, I have to tell you. So.
I kicked myself in the butt for not being there, man. I heard nothing but good
you gotta
things.
come to the show,
I
man.
know. And well, I have been to a Brett Young show, but
okay.
I
But he
obviously
wasn't opening then.
But you're right. That was a while ago. But now, I kind of kicked myself in the butt.
Oh, it's
but you know,
all good.
sometimes family
I know.
family commitments come in. But tell me a little bit about you, Matt. You've been friends with Brett Young before Brett Young was at this level in his career.
Yeah, so about 6.5 years ago, he moved to town. I was here about 6 months before he was. So back, I was doing anything I could, doing the same
Usually
grind.
how you start out.
Yeah.
He was linked up with somebody through Swanee, Georgia, Rutherford, the homie, and they came here basically together. Him coming from Los Angeles and Reddy coming from Atlanta, and so he came here. He already kind of had a couple connections, but we all kind of met up at the same bar every Tuesday at the South over on Zamumbrian.
Yeah.
And me and Fillmore, the artist, that John Gurney.
Love Fillmore. Oh my gosh.
Tyler Rich. There's
Really?
Abby Anderson. All of us
Yeah.
were like kind of floating around the same bar at the same time.
It's cool.
All of us were nobodies. None of us had record deals. None of us had hit songs. None of us had anything yet. And me and Brett were playing kind of in a writers' round thing, the next Nashville
Right.
thing.
Right.
And so there was probably 25, 30 people there. No one really.
Isn't that so funny
It's
how you
crazy.
start out with 25 people?
And we were just all kind of rotating songs, and afterwards he was like, "Hey, I'm playing in Atlanta in a couple weeks. I want you to come play guitar because my guitar player just quit." Actually, this is kind of a low-key story, but Fillmore, the artist Fillmore, played guitar. He actually electric guitar, like fake, not faking. He'll be mad if I say faking, but like very simply playing guitar for Brett.
Yeah.
Because they were friends, right?
Yeah.
And Tyler's not the best electric guitar player of all time. He'll tell you that. It's not an uncommon fact. But I replaced him to play guitar for Brett.
Oh.
I think Fillmore played 2 shows like that for him.
Really?
It didn't really work out, and I think Fillmore was like, "Bro, you need a guitar player. I'm not really a guitar player." And I filled it, and that's how it happened. And I haven't left ever since. 5.5 years later.
Wow. And now look at it.
Yeah.
And what an opportunity for you, Matt, to be hitting the road with Brett Young and being his opening act for all these shows.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It gets you out there in front of all these fans. And,
How did that transition happen? What made you want to be?
That's a great question. So another time at a bar. Me and Brett and his manager Van were at Doghouse. It's another bar up in the. I think we just partied from where I wanted to go.
Where you
obviously.
wanted to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, man, it's like I projected to him, hey, this is what I want to accomplish throughout the next year. I want to release this many songs. I want to have this many streams. I want to have these many meetings. I want to have, different barometers for success. And eventually it came down to, when are you leaving? Are you leaving? Do you want to leave? Are you trying to chase your own thing? Right now, and how imminent isn't? Let's just get on the same page. And I was like, I don't have a desire to leave you. I'm hoping that I bust my tail enough so that one day I have to leave you because something's happening. But nothing was imminent yet. I just was kind of talking. And sure enough, he was like, all right. 3 weeks later, he comes to me. He's like, listen, you're not going to leave. You're not going to leave that way. If you're going to leave me, it's going to be for a record deal or for a significant thing. And
an opportunity to move on in a good way.
But he made it a point to me, I want to help you get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I'm coming down to the songs. He brought the songwriters out that helped me wrote my whole EP. They wrote the bus list for a whole weekend. I wrote 5 songs in 3 days for these guys. Jimmy Robbins, Jordan Minton. And it's just been crazy.
It's amazing.
Once we get the songs, then he was like, oh, why don't you open up the whole tour? And it's just been exponentially rolling.
I just love that. That's a deep friendship.
It's crazy.
That is a friendship that
it means a lot.
It's brotherhood?
What I will say is that he's the best boss I've ever had, and I've worked for my dad. Dad don't mean that when I say that, but he's the best boss that I've ever had, and he's a big brother, man. He's a big brother. He looks out for me. He makes sure I'm on the straight and narrow path. If I'm messing up,
That's
he gives
awesome.
me a little. You know, like we just have a great
And you need that,
relationship.
right?
Absolutely,
You need somebody
like
that
me needs that.
Well,
you know,
I mean, I think we all have certain things, and
Wait, can I ask how old are you?
I'm 31.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow, you don't look good. Okay.
The
That's
tattoos
awesome.
and beard, the tattoos and the beard,
Yeah,
the
hi,
piercings.
hi.
dude,
Holy crap.
looks
that's
good.
awesome.
Looks
Okay.
good.
You've been here.
I've been
10
here.
years?
No, I've been here 7.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where is home?
Bay City, Michigan.
Bay City. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, man. It was such a culture shock coming to Nashville because I'm from a place to where you don't just pass through.
Right.
Michigan's a peninsula. You have to go to Michigan if you're going to Michigan.
Yeah.
And so it's like getting out of that. I mean, I exhausted every option in Michigan trying to play music before I realized that I had to get out of town.
Yeah.
I had to come to Nashville. I had to come, do like everybody else.
Did you have any friends here when you moved here? Or did you, or did you just come here right? I mean, just you.
I had an
7
idea.
years ago.
So we had, I think, I took 2 different trips here, weeks at a time. A couple times to record in Hendersonville. Just kind of come to see. I think that's before I was 21. So I've been coming here for almost 11 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
On and off, but once I turned 21, once I started realizing I can go play at bars, once I started realizing how cool Nashville
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I can get out now.
Yeah. It was like, then the trip started being like a 3-day trip to like a 7-day trip to like a 10-day trip, and I was like, man, it's the most music-centric town that's around. I mean, Los Angeles, New York City, all this kind of stuff. To roll the dice and move somewhere without any connection, I just trusted the music side of it. I was like, regardless of anything else, I can come down and, and then, So,
do you believe that in order for somebody to make it in this business, country music or doing what you're doing here in Nashville, that you need to move to Nashville? You need to come and experience that to, would this have happened if you were still in Michigan?
I would say situationally now that the game has changed a little bit. There's actually much more exposure. Kane
By
Brown,
being here,
I'm saying not even that. Kane Brown, social media, the internet.
Okay.
There's a lot of different
I
ways
get
to
it.
see people now than there was when I was trying to be seen 8 years ago.
Right.
So I'm sure I would say yes. Still, the best bet is to move to Nashville. It brings you here anyway. Even if you get something, it's like your business is still probably gonna run out of here, especially if you're country music, obviously. So coming here is essential, but it's not as necessary, I guess, as it could. Kane Brown got found on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I know that, and I should have thought of that.
And so really, there's not really a formula. It's just kind of what works for you.
What path
I needed to grow up a bunch as an artist, so I needed kind of the good old school Nashville humbling situation, starting from the bottom, and bar back and trying. I couldn't even get a gig for the first year and a half I was here. I was singing karaoke is the only time I could perform.
Really? And just hoping that somebody would hear you.
Not even that. Just trying to get reps, trying to sing, trying to get songs, trying to.
Now, isn't that a year and a half? You said you're doing karaoke. Did you think at any point in time, because it is only a year and a half, thinking, is this really what I'm going to keep doing? Is this ever going to hit? Am I going to get to the next step, just getting a gig in a bar somewhere? I mean, did that thought cross your mind?
So my dad's a minister, and I've been taught my whole life, like, probably my brain, or like I could be my own worst enemy, like we all could be our own. You get caught thinking that way, right? So always try to have a devil's advocate, always try to have a reverse side to it. I just always never let myself be the reason why I either gave up or I got in trouble or I did anything, right? I was always very conscientious about myself, to knowing where I was at, knowing what I had to work on, knowing what I had to get better at. Which that's it. All that goes back to even the breath thing. Being able to learn the tricks of the trade, from seeing him go from nobody to 5 number ones in a row, is invaluable knowledge. That's better to college than I could ever.
You're seeing a side that a lot of people don't see.
It's crazy. Where hopefully that applies to when I get my shot.
Right.
It'll just be applied sciences from then on. It's just
Absolutely.
we trust the Ferranti thing because he has a mold. He has an idea that's.
Play here at ML anymore?
Oh
or,
yeah, I
Where do you
I played last night. I played at I'm a music fan, so I will play anywhere. Anybody wants to hear me sing and play.
I like that.
Yeah.
Broadway for the past about 3.5 years. My wife still bartends at the other Tin Roof in the Lumber Inn.
Okay.
They first gave me my first bartending job in town. Tin Roof is actually a pretty big part of my story. They've been helping put food on my table and my wife's table.
Yeah, no, I've been to the Tin Roof, and I know there's been other artists that have performed there.
They really accept. They really kind of help breed the culture of
that's awesome.
Of the
so when you're not on the road, your standing gig would be Monday nights at the Tin Roof?
That's what I did for a long time. I've since had to kind of, so I had to separate like Matt Ferranti from the country artist from like the gym rat, if you will.
Right,
Versus like the gig rat that I am.
Right.
So I have a badass like neo soul R&B cover band.
Oh, I love it.
And it's so not Nash. It's so not Broadway. It's so,
but
it's like a beacon of light it's so good to where we can actually sustain it. So you know how Dirks has hot country nights.
Yes, yes.
I've been toying with that idea too. So I have this thing called Bay City Central, and that's like my guilty pleasure.
That's awesome.
R&B. I got a rapper. I got a saxophone player. I mean,
dude,
it's like
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a way of hearing any of that or seeing that anywhere?
We have.
Anybody throwing it up on YouTube or?
Yeah. So, Team Ferranti.
Yes.
That's my kind of fan page on Instagram.
Okay. Yep.
My good friend Heather runs it. She showcases everything that I do. So there's all the Bay City Central stuff. There's all the Ferranti stuff. There's the
my God, that's
stuff.
awesome.
There's the central location for all that stuff.
Team Ferranti.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's a great time to be out here swinging.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good for you. When you're not doing, I don't know, how do you fit in the bus calls? I mean, yeah, because you guys, I know you probably got another show coming up. You met him earlier.
His name's Tyler. That's
Hey, dude, you got to be here at this time. The bus is leaving, and if you're not here, the bus leaves without you. So, wow, that's interesting.
You're a good interviewer.
Yes,
very comfortable.
Yeah. I like,
and telling your story. I like that.
Wish you a lot of luck,
Thanks,
Matt. And you're off to a great start, opening up and playing with Brett Young. Like I said, just last week in Syracuse or near Syracuse at the Turning Stone, and wow, you rode the bus from here like an overnight to get there, and then came right back.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can sleep on the bus. What's it like to sleep on these tour buses?
Man, I mean,
some people say it's good. Other people say I can't sleep.
I like it. I enjoy it. It's better than a plane. It's like first class on a plane.
Yeah.
You get a whole bed.
Yeah, but you got a bunk. On a plane, you don't have the bunk. Well, maybe the newer jets, but
that's what I'm saying. So like, it's kind of like if you fly. I know a lot of people that fly all the time. Even first class, whatever it is, it's like I get a bunk. I get a back lounge with unlimited drinks. Like, it's just kind of like
it's home on wheels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be so nervous though, driving overnight, thinking, because this is the mom and me, the bad weather, the deer on the road.
Luckily, they go pretty slow. It's not like they're speeding.
The guy falling asleep.
These guys are pretty. They're pretty good for what they do. So
I mean, they're especially our drivers now. I mean, Mark and Todd. I mean, they're top. They've been driving semis. They've been driving star coach for other artists for a long time. We only have 2 buses right now. I think Brett's about to get a 3rd here pretty soon. But it's like I said, we were in a Dodge Durango and a broken U-Haul trailer.
Yeah, so this is
for a long time.
This is what. I know.
I'll take.
And you're not the only one. It's it happens. Well, it's been great chatting with you for a little bit. I know, Matt. Thank you for stopping by. I know you've got a lot going on. Real quick before we let you go, if somebody wants to jump online and hear your music and find out a little more about you, they can go to Team Ferranti. You said, but what else?
Okay, so my website is ferranti.com, and that's essentially locates everything that gets you links to my Instagram, gets you links to my Twitter, gets you links to my Facebook, my Spotify, my Apple Music, all that kind of stuff.
Social media.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
It's crazy.
Cool. That's what this is all about too. So it's very, very cool. Yeah, so again, Matt, thank you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure seeing you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Matt Ferranti.